Hello and welcome to another Kamen Rider toy review. Today we're taking a look at the Complete Selection Modification Double Driver version 1.5. Now I never did have the version 1 of the CSM because the last one I got was the Super Best Selection, which came out just before the CSM version of the belt, and recently Bandai also released like the 20th anniversary, which is just a repackaged version of this Super Best Selection modification. And honestly, the CSM was so close to this one, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother. You know, back then I didn't have as much cash, and since the CSM was just a slight upgrade over this one, I saw no point in getting it. So, but here, you know, I finally decided to, hey, I'm gonna upgrade it. I'm gonna have a better belt strap and all that good stuff, and plus, you know, it's version 1.5, a little bit more screen accuracy and stuff. So whatever. I did take a quick look at reviews and information on the previous CSM, so I'm going to be informing you on what exactly is different between them. Anyway, but first thing you'll notice is that this is a pretty small box, and hey, that's good for me. I don't need things to be way too big. This isn't the big CSM box that we're used to, where the belt strap inside is, you know, in this sort of a circle inside a giant polystyrene box or whatever. So, by the way, this thing came wrapped in tissue in this sort of transport box. I'm probably gonna recycle or trash this transport box or whatever. Anyway. And yeah, you can hear the memories inside because all that's already opened. I've already opened messing around with this previously. So inside here, so as we see on the box, one side we have Cyclone, and the other side we have Joker, and on the side of the box just the CSM and stuff. So because this is a re-release, I guess, decided to make all the packaging smaller and stuff and make it feel slightly less premium, but once again, I really don't care about that. Lots of warning and stuff on the back. So let's just pull everything out. So, oh, well, there is still a polystyrene tray inside, but it's not, like I said, the super massive giant CSM boxes we're used to. However, it still has that CSM smell to it. If you've unboxed any CSM belt, you would know what I mean. So on top of this polystyrene tray, you have a very thick cardboard there holding it all together. That's cool. And I also noticed that the baggies in there have this nice matte finish to it, which I also prefer a lot over the sort of shiny bags or whatever. That makes it feel more premium as well. And let's see, so inside here we have Korean, Japanese, as well as Chinese / English and whatever. So English YouTube channel, we'll just go through that. So it's literally just a black and white A3 sheet of well, Chinese and English put on, telling you, hey, how to play around with this belt and stuff. So that's that. Here we are with the tray. You can see we have the double driver itself in the open position. We have the maximum drive slot, the back of the belt, our 6 Gaia memories there, as well as the belt straps themselves. And yeah, it's this pretty thick polystyrene box. So in fact, this box could probably even be slightly smaller. In fact, I feel like all of this could almost fit in the DX box. And you see here with the DX, or in this case the Super Best Selection one, you can see the layout's almost identical, and for the most part it can probably fit. I think the only thing that's slightly bigger is the belt straps themselves. So first let's compare the belt buckles. Now this one here, you can see there's black there and the blacks, those were painted by me because the CSM version 1 didn't have these painted in black, but here with the new version we actually have those painted in, so that's cool. The other one has a bit more of a silver look to it, whereas the CSM 1.5 here actually looks a bit more metallic. And of course all the black areas are in a matte finish. The red seems to be less crimson, I guess. Again, a little bit more metallic and less like a Christmassy sort of color. So I don't know, whatever. Both of them do fine. I actually prefer the more like shiny sort of glossy red look on the DX belt there. And aside from that, I think the paint job overall is pretty much the same. Is that a bit of protective plastic on that? And moving over to the back, you can see it's pretty much again just identical, but the copyright and trademarking seems to be altered slightly and not the same like the original one. And once again, the entire thing has a nice matte finish instead of the shiny. The next big difference is of course the belt buckles, shiny black, etc, etc, and of course this very plasticky DX belt strap, whereas here is a very nice metallic finish on this, so that's pretty cool. One of the things about this new CSM version 1.5 is the entire inside is a felt The entire inside has an actual cloth strap that you can extend quite a bit, whereas the original CSM, I noticed that for the most part you just have a plastic or rubbery finish inside, and only the end of it has a bit of a clip with a bit of extension only. So this one will fit people with a bigger race much easier than the original one, because the original one only had a tiny bit to extend, whereas here you can see all of this can be extended. For the connectors, plug in, pull out, just like the DX1, but on this side, while this thing pops in just like the original DX1 as well as the original CSM, they've added these two little buttons there that you can just clip down and hopefully, pull that out a lot easier than what it used to be. What used to be with the old one is I would just sort of bend this and just like really rip it out and pop it out, and it didn't sound good at all. It was like, oh crap, am I constantly breaking this thing? I hope I'm not. So I'm glad that they changed that. The strap itself, it's a lot bigger here as well as properly metallic colored. This whole thing is a hard edge plastic, and on the back we have some Velcro straps that attach it to the belt itself. Whereas here, the plastic belt just sort of slide in, and it's a very soft plastic. The maximum drive slot, I think the top piece is the same mold, but the underside has a slightly different mold because they have different screws in different areas, as well as having this Velcro strap like pushed into it, whereas it just clips on. So see that, for the most part, it's the same again. Shiny plastic, matte finish. For the Gaia memories themselves, the original CSM, just like this one, has a bit of glitter in the sticker itself, but honestly I'm more of a fan of it not having any glitter in the sticker, so I don't know, but I can't exactly swap these around. The values will go crazy and stuff, but whatever. What we have here is still pretty decent Gaia memory. In the original CSM release, the glitter on it is a bit too strong, so they've actually toned it back down, so that's great. In fact, under certain lighting I don't notice it too much, so okay. So the plus side is all of the text and stuff that you can see on the sticker is actually much more visible in this version 1.5 compared to version 1 of the CSM. And also notice that this button here is painted, whereas it wasn't in the original CSM. There's also a bit of a darker color on these two dots there and on the silver connector. Also notice that the plastic coloring is slightly different. This is more of a brighter green, whereas this is a bit darker. I don't know if it's just my imagination now, but this CSM one feels maybe slightly heavier. Shouldn't be. It should be the exact same mold. Maybe just have like different branded batteries in there. Although I will note that the circuit board inside is definitely different. You see this one, this red cable goes a bit lower there as it connects to the top there. Maybe it makes it slightly less likely to get damaged. And the speakers are bigger on this than the DX1. So I'm just going to listen to them now and see if I hear any differences. Yeah, bigger speaker, definitely a lot louder and a lot clearer of the sound as well. It's still not going to be a great sound because at the end of the day it's still a tiny toy, but it does sound a bit different. So I guess we just have to compare the rest of the colors then. Joker here looks to be the same colored plastic. Again, it's just a slightly different sticker. And of course the gold tips have a little bit of black painted onto it. Luna is much less orange than the original DX. I think the CSM trigger is slightly less faded. This one looks a bit more, like a bit of green in there, whereas this one is a very light blue. Heat plastic looks identical, just different stickers. I don't know if just this one's old and slightly yellowed or whatever, but this one, the metal one, the plastic is much clearer and much shinier, so that's cool. So in conclusion, if you're a Kamen Rider double fan and you don't already have a Kamen Rider belt, consider picking this one up. With all the different options out there, if you really can't afford it, like the 20th anniversary selection one, whatever, that's okay. That's the same one as the Super Best selection that you saw. So you get the belt and all 6 memories with it, just like the 6 memories you have here. But if you can afford it and pay just a little bit more, I've already seen this slightly discounted for many people, you can get one with just a nicer paint job overall, as well as a nicer belt strap and better speakers. So yeah, whichever one you get, the double driver is a classic toy from the Kamen Rider series, and I just recommend getting this one if you're a fan. So that's it for the review itself, and of course stay tuned for, just going through all the sounds and stuff. We've gone through those many times for many people over the years, but I'm just going to go through them here because, hey, why not? It's a bit nostalgic, and of course you can't have a Kamen Rider, henshin toy without going through the sounds. And also, it's not a lot of chances that I can get for having, you know, 2 DX cyclone memories, etc., at the same time. So I'm going to go through that as well. As always, you can support this channel if you like what you see here. Click the thumbs up button if you like what you see, and the thumbs down button if you really hate this belt and this version 1.5 or whatever. As always, you can also support this channel by heading over to Patreon, or just leaving a comment below, or sharing this video with other people that you will find this video useful. And of course, please check out my other videos on other Kamen Rider DX toys, figure arts, etc. Hopefully with ad block turned off. And you can always also check out my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all the other places, and feel free to chat with me, etc. But enough of that for now. Let's move over to sounds and stuff.
シマムドライブ。マキシマムドライブ。メタルマキシマムドライブ。サイクロン。 る